Hello, pop culture people. This is me, Mikey, and Amy,
Hi.
and this is our Pop Culture Corner. We're going to talk about various subjects of pop culture through our series of videos. And our first subject is something that's near and dear to us Halloween, one of our favorite movie franchises. So, Amy,
Yes.
what is your favorite Halloween?
I'm gonna have to say the 1978 is my top number one.
A good classic choice.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I know a lot of people are going to be shocked, but I love the brand new Halloween Ends. It was a nice fitting end to the Michael and Laurie saga. What's your opinions of it, Amy?
I loved it, so we probably don't want to give too much away because probably a lot of people didn't see it. There's probably a lot of people out there that did see it, and I know there's probably people that didn't see it, so we probably don't want to go too much into detail on that one just yet, but I could definitely say, my opinion on it is it's great. It was better than what I thought it was going to be. I mean, I knew it was going to be great, but I just didn't know. I had a whole different vision in my head.
All right. Next question is, what is your least favorite of the franchise?
Oh, that's easy. Resurrection.
For me, it's the Rob Zombie editions.
Well, there's two, but I meant like the original franchise, though, not the remake.
Yeah, on the original franchise, I agree with her and say Resurrection.
Yeah, 'cause I've even seen videos, where the Jamie did not like it either. And it was just, and they killed her off too quick, and it was just, ugh, I agree with her. It was a joke. I mean, if it had not killed her off so quick, and, I think it would have been more likable, in my opinion. I mean, I ain't gonna say I hate the whole thing, but it is the least of my favorites.
I just thought of an interesting question.
What's that?
Who's your favorite Michael?
I think I liked everybody. I'm gonna have to say, of course, Nick Castle, Dick Warlock, and James Jude Courtney did a phenomenal last Michael Myers. So, um, there's probably different characters that I love. Dr. Samuel Loomis, God rest Donald Pleasant's soul. I know he's probably up there, very proud of the product. That's how it ended.
I'm a fan of Dick Warlock's work,
Yeah.
but James Juice Courtney, whoo, he did really exceptional.
Oh yeah. Like I even thought of some stuff earlier. Like one of my other favorite characters was Rachel Carruthers. She did a phenomenal job, especially in Halloween 4 and
She was played by.
Ellie Cornell. Um, so I just didn't like how they did her in part 5. I mean, part 5 was a good movie, but definitely part 4 was the best of that with Rachel. I was really upset that they got rid of her character. I was like everybody said, she was like this strong final girl, and then they just kind of changed the whole thing. It's just like, really? You could at least kept her in the movie a little longer, but I mean, it was still a good movie. I loved her friend Tina, especially him. So Tina was cool.
Oh yeah.
But I wish she could have made it through, but at least she definitely lasted longer. And yeah, I mean, I can get into talking about some of these characters. So, like, shoot, we might have to start somewhere. I feel like, okay, 1978. Oh man, well, yeah, duh, Laurie Strode. That's like the top favorite girl. Um, I loved Annie and Linda though too, and oh yeah, like he did not even know there was a TV version. That he likes that better. So whenever I put that on, he's like, always put the TV version on.
They got extra stuff.
And it lasts a little bit longer, but I like both versions of both products of it. I just wish they could have had the TV as the theatrical, but who knows why that was decided the way it was. Um, so, probably the least favorite character of that. I did not like that Dr. Wiener,
Oh, Dr. Wynn?
Yeah, definitely that is not my favorite character of that one. So, boo to that. Marion Chambers, awesome. Nancy Stevens,
Lovely lady.
trying to think,
I have a question.
what?
What has Laurie Strode / Jamie Lee Curtis has meant to your life?
She's just strong. Like, gotta love a brave, strong lady. She was beautiful and inside and out. I mean, and it was great for her to get that ending like she did, but just think, because I've been through a lot of things that gave me PTSD through my life. I feel like I can relate to her in so many ways. I don't know if I could be as strong as that lady, but oh man, but if I was in a movie, I want to be a final girl, I want to be just like her. I will go to Laurie Strode University. We need to create a college of that. So definitely, I love Linda with that totally stuff. I loved her.
She's a sweet lady too.
Nick Castle, great.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he is. Charles, the guy that plays Lee Brackett.
Charles Cypher.
Great guy. They all did a phenomenal job in part one. Even like the little characters that you didn't really see much of. Everybody played a great part. Heck, let's not forget Judith Myers, Sandy Johnson. Great lady too.
She would talk with you.
Just like there's a lot of people. Dick Warlock from part 2 and part 3, Season of the Witch, was great. I mean, Season of the Witch was a good movie, but I wish they didn't add that Halloween title to it. Probably would have made but it was a good movie. It's actually getting more recognition now than what it did before.
Oh, here's a little tidbit for people that may not know who would like to follow the career of Sandy Johnson. Back in 1974, she was the June Playmate of the Month.
Yeah.
And that helped get her a part in Halloween. Even though it's a small part, but a very important part. Because without it, there would have been no Halloween story.
Yeah. Sorry. Trying to see if we could. Let's just back a little farther. There we go. Hopefully, Here we go. Hopefully the frame's a little better. Trying to think again. But definitely Dick Warlock is phenomenal himself. That Halloween 2, 1981 was great. I have been growing up watching the Michael Myers franchise since I was 6, and I just turned 40. That's like, how many years? 30 something years?
Yeah.
So, I pretty much grew up on this stuff.
I've been around since the beginning.
Yeah, he was probably like, what, 10 months old?
I was 10 months when it came out originally.
Yeah. So, I didn't actually initially started watching it till like 1988, around the time when Halloween 4 was out. And yeah, Tom Atkins is awesome from Halloween 3, and Stacey Nelkin, I hope I'm saying her name right.
Oh, guess who else was in number 3?
Dick Warlock.
Dick Warlock.
Yeah, I think I did mention that before, but sorry, trying to think. Now part 4. Oh, I love Danielle Harris, don't we? Like, Danielle Harris is awesome. And she was in 4 and 5. And she was in the Rob Zombie remakes. I guess he only made 2, because I think he started to make 3, but they pitched out that. So he's not a fan. I'm not the biggest, but I ain't going to say I hate him. I think I just like him because it's still Michael Myers, but it's not like, oh my gosh, I gotta like watch that, you know?
Well, I guess for me, it kind of went off course of what
It did.
Michael Myers was about.
It did, because I think that's why I heard John didn't like. And God rest Deborah Hill's soul too. She did a great thing with John Carpenter. All these producers, I think, some had different opinions than others, and other things like, heck, even Tom Morica from Part 4 was great. There was a big old dispute about, I guess, something there. He was like mainly in that one part for the the gas station part.
Yes.
And yeah, he wasn't in it very long, but then I would say the other guy that took over, he was good too. George P. Wilbur, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He was good. I think, hey, yay to all Michael Myers. They all did a phenomenal job. And, all of them. Because that probably ain't easy stuff to do. Not at all. Especially some of them perform their own stunts, like Dick Warlock. And I think James Jude Courtney.
Oh, don't forget about him, Tommy Lee Wallace. Who he was a stunt coordinator.
And he also, I think, director produced. So he's almost like he had a triple job almost. And yeah, he was married to Nancy Loomis in real life. And I've been learning some like interesting facts about Bob, the guy who played Bob. Originally they was gonna have Dennis Quaid play him, which he was married to PJ Souls at the time. Hold on, maybe I could find some of these interesting facts. Where is my phone? Here we go.
Ooh.
So if I can find them, but you go ahead. Oh yeah, I love Allison. I love Hawkins. Karen, Deb was cool, but I think he, so, Cameron, Oscar, huh?
I didn't care for Allison's dad.
But, I mean, he wasn't a bad character.
No, but he wasn't that great either.
So, trying to think of some other people, like, was it Aaron and Dana, those reporters? I think they were okay characters. Vicky and Dave. And, I can't think of them other people's names. There was a lot of people I liked. Big John, Little John, Sandra and her husband.
Mm-hmm.
There was another. I thought there was some more. I didn't like some of them doctors and kills, though.
No.
Sheriff Barker was good. And you had Ben
Man,
Meeker.
he had a hard time with that hospital.
Yeah, Sam and Spitz were good. Now I'm just kind of going all over the place. Let's see if I can find some interesting facts. Well, it looks like it's starting off with 9 things you did not know about Halloween 5.
Wow.
So let's see.
Or did we know?
Hold on. Yeah. Well, some people don't know this. There's some stuff I didn't know. Like, number 1, Halloween 4's director and writer passed on the opportunity to return. So, the directors and writers passed it. I guess they got totally different writers. So, like, 2, not even Danielle Harris was convinced making Jamie a killer. Like, I guess in 4, they were supposed to make it look like she's going to... Even I didn't say... I'm glad they made her back to being good. Even Danielle Harris agreed, like, nah, Jamie's not evil. I know. I'm glad they did not decide to make her evil. The director threw the original script in the trash right in front of the producers. I thought that was interesting right there. Let's see. Billy's uncertain on-screen fate was a result of shooting restrictions and shifting schedules. So, his fate was unknown, but like they said, for all we know, he's still alive. I think Billy is still alive. The Myers house, I even noticed, did y'all notice that the house looked different in part 5? I'm like, it looked bigger, and we know that did not really happen in the original, so. No one working on the film who knew. You remember that mystery guy that broke him out of jail in part 5? I guess they were calling him the Man in Black, and it kind of led into the curse, which we kind of skipped over that one. I thought that was a good film, but it wasn't like my favorite, like the first 3, like 1, 2, and 4. But it was good. It wasn't bad, but it kind of, when they broke him out of jail in 5, it did explain what that whole symbol was, and is so, like, I guess it's called the Thorn timeline now. And it's so cool that we can all make up our own timelines now. I hated the dad in that one. The mom was cool. The brother was cool. The girlfriend was cool. The daughter, the grandson, everybody was cool, but the dad.
Yeah, he was a complete jerk.
I was like, really, dude? So, the mask changed to humanize Michael, and I think, what was they referring to there? Remember when she was like, uncle, and he had them tears come down, and I'm like, wow, he showed some humancy right there, I thought that was a cool thing. But then he was, went all crazy after he showed his emotions, and then Loomis lured him into that one thing. And, so I thought that was a great way to get him in there. But when he broke out of jail, I was like, oh, really? Now he's on the loose again. And then I made an intro. I'll tell you this after that. And then they had to pay Ellie Cornell to agree to play Rachel's death because, I think some of you probably knew, but they were supposed to shove, like, the scissors down her throat. And she said, no, Rachel didn't deserve to die like that. I was like, to me, I don't think Rachel should have died at all.
Nope.
I think she should have went through and through again because Rachel had a phenomenal acting in part 4.
Oh, yeah.
And I was really mad. I usually turn my head or walk away or cover my ears because I don't want to hear it,
Right.
That tells you how much I love Ellie Cornell. Wendy Captain was almost actually ran over by the car for real. I found this out the other day. I was like, oh my goodness, thank gosh that girl is okay. Because I love Tina too.
Yeah.
I love everybody on that too. So here's an interesting thing I said today, because my friend I was talking to this morning was like, oh, because I told her how Halloween ends, and it's like, yeah, this is for real. He's not coming back.
No,
If he does, he's coming back in a different form.
We're not gonna say how it happened.
I know.
You gotta check it out for yourself.
I know, honey. You didn't let me get. Because she said he always dies and comes back. But I was like, technically, he never died.
Nope.
Because think about the first one in 1978, where he was shot. He fell off
the balcony.
He walked away. In 1981, Halloween 2, he was torched. But he still didn't die. It was believed that he did, because fans demanded it to come back, and it was 10 years later, 1988. He was comatose, and he survived after they shot him. He went down in that thing, survived, and then they lock him up. He gets broken out of jail. You don't see him again until the Curse of Michael Myers, which they have. Tommy put that medicine. He was hit, and he still didn't die because you heard Donald Pleasant screaming.
No.
And sadly, that was his last. I am really sad that Donald Pleasance ain't here. He was a phenomenal actor, and So then you go to H2O, which was to believe that his head was gone, chopped off or backed off by his head. Wasn't his head. But I think technically it was going to be the last one. So many times they tried to end this storyline. And then Resurrection, he was torched yet again. He was all up in them wires, and then I guess the lady that was working on him in the morgue, his eyes open. I thought, yeah, there's gonna be another one, because every time you think this was it wasn't. And I hated the way they killed Jamie Lee Curtis's character. That was cheap. I'm glad she got to redo it like she did, and thankfully it was the right way, the way fans would love it. Most fans. Every fan's different, but I think most people are behind Laurie's show, because I know I am.
So am I.
So once you get up to Resurrection, then it goes into the Rob Zombie stuff, which was way, 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 way off course. So
yeah, I just skip that entirely.
But it was nice in the season of Witch that, hey, they got to make their own little appearances, though. But then you get to 2018, where he's locked up for longest. He still didn't die because they put him down in that thing. He hid in that one room. He got out. And then, in Kills, he disappeared. And then you'll find out more in Ends. So it's like, that was my interesting fact. It's like, well, if you want to be technical, he just, he never, he always managed to escape somehow and hide for years. So I guess in a minute I'm gonna let him talk for a little bit. So hopefully this phone will hold out. We're trying to make these like an hour. If not, we'll do another one and do it for 30 minutes if it happens to crap out on us by then. Yeah. I do like how Lonnie evolved, where he became a good guy, though.
Yep.
I like that couple that was like a nurse and doctor.
Yeah.
It was reversed. Those were some nice people too, and so I mean, there was a lot of good characters through this trilogy, and I am feeling pretty thankful that we got to see all this. So I don't know. You got something to say for a little bit, Mike?
For the most part, I love the franchise. There's its ups, there's its downs. Sometimes we got off course, but eventually it made its way back on course. And I feel these past 3 films, it really got on course. And I think Blumhouse is a great production. They have taken very well care of the Halloween franchise. I think Jamie Lee Curtis, to me, she's a national treasure. Um, there is only one Laurie Strode, and that is her. And I don't think anybody else could ever compare to her. And I know after watching the final one, knowing that it was her last time being Laurie Strode, I felt really emotional. And I'm going to miss seeing her being Laurie Strode. But the cool thing is, we can watch them over and over.
And she'll always be here.
Yeah, she'll always be with us.
Yeah, because I just heard she actually signed a document. I guess that's like proof saying, no, I'm not doing the Laurie Strode thing again. Even though I wish she was, but by us having these movies to keep, Laurie Strode's always here. And, she even said she owed Halloween her whole career, which what made her the mega star she is today.
And I also like to thank her because she showed not just me, but Amy and pretty much the entire world that if you got a dream, go for it and do the best you can with it, and you might be really surprised on what you can really accomplish when you go for your dreams. And no matter how old you are, you can still chase dreams and still accomplish things. And whew, I feel really emotional right now.
It's okay, hon. But yeah. So shoot. I think, where I was really emotional at was I was so sad. Even though it was good that Allison left, that's all I'm gonna say. It's all on a good note. I'm not gonna give away any more. Sorry, but I didn't. But I didn't give away major. But that's what made me sad. But you'll see what I mean once you watch the movie. I don't mean like, anything bad. And I'm not gonna tell you any more than what I said. But it's kind of hard for me to say because I know lots of people already saw it and lots of people didn't. So it's kind of hard to know what to hold back and not hold back. You kind of gave me that look earlier, but trust me, I'm not going to give away any more. But we are going to have to do another segment just on that. I think we'll wait on that maybe for a little bit. But,
yeah, we'll wait on that.
So you just know she left. That's all, so. But, it's kind of hard. I want to share my excitement with you guys. It's like, I think that's what got me emotional. Plus, I think, and I'm sure you guys started seeing something blossom and kills it. I think Strode and Hawkins that's a great pair anyway. And I was really PO'd about them killing Karen off though, because I wanted to see those three go through and through and through with it. So there was a lot of emotions anyway, because you already know, that's no secret, there's already going to be a lot of emotions about Karen's absence. Which, I didn't think that was fair, but hey, I'm not the director, but I definitely wouldn't have killed her off. I was like, why? Just like I felt like Vicky and Dave from 2018 should have got more airtime than what they did. Like, really? But that little kid cracked me up. He did not like Dave. That's the feeling I got. He loved Vicky though. But I think they should have got more time than what they did. Because heck, even Lyndon and Annie got more airtime, you know. And Oscar, I think, even got more airtime. Oscar was cool. Cameron, you know, I didn't like how he was in 18 but Kills. You know, he ended up turning out being an okay guy. Even Daddy changed, you know, and I just feel like when they were saying certain things, it's like they were dropping clues without us knowing it. Especially when his dad was like, see you at the finish line, I'm like, oh, I thought he meant, like, you know, when they get through, you're not thinking what you thought was going to actually happen. Like, oh, you know. It's like they were pretty good about dropping clues without you actually catching on, you know. But, you know. And it's nice even when you meet these people and, you know, like, you think, oh, when they're giving you a opinion, like, oh, are you dropping me a clue about, but you know what? Nope, it didn't happen that way. And I'll tell you in a minute, I'm going to let Mike take it from there.
Well, I would like to say thank you to James Hugh Courtney for playing Michael Myers in these past 3 Halloween films. Amazing actor. He's a great guy. And it was so cool to meet him at Horror Hound in Sharonville, Cincinnati, this past September. And he was just awesome. He embodied the spirit of Michael Myers. And that's not an easy thing to accomplish. Because there's so many other great actors and stunt actors that played Michael Myers over the years. And the more he transformed and it evolved and changed. But these past 3 ones, it's been a roller coaster ride. I will say that. And for us getting to meet a lot of these people that have been in the Halloween movies, such as Nancy Stevens and Anthony Michael Hall, one of my favorite 80s actors. We'll talk about him in future episodes of our Pop Culture Corner.
Kyle Richards.
Kyle Richards. She was there from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
We have yet to meet her, though. We would love to meet her.
But I like when because Anthony Michael Hall actually asked us for our opinions. See, I had the same opinion as him. We were both like, I think Michael and Lori are going to kill each other. Mike here thought Allison was going to be the new Michael.
Yeah.
And he was like, what?
Wouldn't that
The
been
granddaughter? But we were both wrong. I'll just say that. We were both wrong.
Yeah. And that's okay. It's fun. Sometimes fun to be wrong.
Because, you know, honestly, I thought he was possibly dropping us a clue without actually telling us. Because, you know, they're not allowed to tell you. And it's like, ugh. But I will say this, definitely Allison is not evil. I was so happy they didn't make her evil. I will tell you that much. And, you know, you'll see the finished product. I think you're going to be very happy about it. But, since I had the same opinion as Anthony Michael, I was like, well, that did not go either way. Either way.
Nope. Sure didn't. I was thinking outside the box. Really outside of the box. You were thinking more inside, weren't you?
Well, because I feel like what I was saying made more sense. It's like, well, they've been trying to kill each other since 1978, I guess. It's like,
yeah.
To me, I felt like that was more, it made more sense, you know?
Well, the reason I thought Allison would have been the one to take over is because you gotta look at what her character went through in one night. Losing her dad, losing her mom, her boyfriend, her friends. She really had nothing to lose. And I know losing all those people had to have an effect on her mind. So I was feeling like if you got all that going on in your mind and it gets you angry, it could have turned her to the dark side. But luckily, it did not.
And it just, some of these people that was, like 2018, a couple senseless ones, I thought, like, really, like, especially what was he went in that garage, got a hammer, got her, got the knife, looked at the baby and walked out. I'm thinking, what sense did that make? And then he goes outside, and then he sees a lady on the phone, I guess because she heard the neighbors screaming, so he went and got her, probably because he wanted, it was like, dude, like, that's what you call, like, a senseless one. It's like two of them. And then, I know also in Kills what made me mad, because, that one couple, was it Sandra and her husband? I forgot his name.
I don't think anybody really knew his name.
That was sad. Like, it was just like, it's like, why are you bothering these people, But then I guess the thing was, anybody that got in his way. But,
like the fireman.
Yeah, all those, and, I'm trying to remember, it's just like, wow. But, was it, the producer?
When he made that entrance from that burning house and all the fire and water, man, what an epic entrance to really kick off that movie.
But, trying to think. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to probably do different parts of all this. I know we kind of just jumped into the rankings, but I think one day we're just going to have to go down and talk about each one and spend an hour on those, because I think when we're ranking and talking about all the characters and stuff we did like or didn't like, or what happened, what didn't happen, I think it's one of those things we're going to have to just break down by part, because even I'm kind of like, what else do I have to say, like, so I think that's what we're going to have to do next time. I mean, we'll finish it out like this. We were just kind of, I think how I had mine ranked, we were supposed to talk about rankings, I think.
Oh, let's see your rankings. This is Amy's rankings.
I went, this is from favorite to least. 1978 being part 1, of course. Part 2 was my second favorite. Halloween 4, 1980 was my third. Then it was H2O, 4th place. 5th place was Halloween Ends. Then 6th was Halloween Kills. Then 2018 was my 7th favorite. And then Halloween 5 made it number 8. Mm-hmm. The Curse of Michael Myers made it in number 9. And then Resurrection was 10. Then it was Season of the Witch, number 11. So I kind of don't, I figured they should have just never named it that. But number 12 was the first Rob Zombie and the last one too, because I think that just got way off course with the white horse and everything. And just how that was done. Like, I even heard what one of your coworkers said, they thought the remake Laurie was better. I'm like, no. Jamie Lee Curtis will always be the best one. You know, that girl is phenomenal. She's a beast. So when I heard somebody say, I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like some of the people from the Rob Zombie films because our own Danielle Harris was in there, and she's a great actress in everything she does. I do love her. I think that's probably a reason why I will still watch Rob Zombie once in a while, just for her. You know, because she's an original Halloween gal. And, you know, she was nice too. I mean, yeah. Do you got anything else to say, Michael?
Well, my rankings go a little bit different because I'm not including the Rob Zombie ones. But that's just my opinion, and it just didn't feel like Halloween to me. So that's why I don't include those. But my rankings from top to bottom goes Halloween Ends, then Halloween Kills, then Halloween, then it's Halloween 2. Then I have to say 2018's Halloween. Then Halloween 4, Halloween 5. Then I like Season of the Witch. A very good movie. The only problem was they used the Halloween name. I felt if they didn't do that, it would have done much better. But then we go on to H2O. And then The Curse of Michael Myers. And then lastly, Resurrection. It just didn't really capture the essence of anything. It just, let's just Michael Myers and make it a Halloween movie. Because his main mission was to kill Laurie Strode, and by doing this early in the movie, it's like, okay, the main objective has been killed off, and you would think Michael Myers would be done. There's nothing else to do. So it just seemed kind of senseless going through that movie. That's why it's at the bottom for me. But we're wondering, what do you like? Let us know. We'd love to hear your opinions.
So put your comments below. But I also have some interesting facts about some 10 things that you may have not known about Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Because, you know, the screenwriter Alan B. McElroy penned the entire sorry. I'm tired, it's late. Script just under 11 days in time before the 1988 writers
strike.
Yeah. They had to make that film in 11 days. Longest recorded strike in WGA history, 155 days that lasted. And
that's a lot of work.
McElroy also had a cameo in the film, serving as one of the state troopers in the ambulance crash site seen below on the right. Yeah. This is right here. Do you know Melissa Joan Hart was actually being considered for the role of Jamie Lloyd? But she got beat out by Danielle Harris, which I think she was a better choice anyway, because Melissa Joan Hart went on to play Clarissa. And then, speaking of, and Ellie Cornell, that was making her film debut. Sorry, I am having such a hard time.
Take your time, hon.
Also, Vincent's Drugstore that was in that movie served as Brady's after-school job. Also, it was used in a Stephen King film called The Stand, and I believe they're saying The Sandlot too. And then, so then they're just talking about, sorry, and then they had a totally different Lindsay in that one. I don't know if you remember that girl when she was in there. It was, they were just talking about different things, like, I don't know, I think we all remember that one part where his hair was blonde, Michael, when they were up in the school, Dr. Loomis and Jamie.
That was weird.
And, so I thought that was interesting stuff too, and, there's different things I have, hold on. And then 10 things you didn't know about the 1981 film.
Oh, wow.
Like, it was originally set in years in the future. That's what they were saying. John Carpenter and, what's that word?
Emphatically killed
Dr. Loomis, which I'm glad they did not. Michael wears the exact same mask as some of the first one. I know his mask seemed altered over time. I heard a lot of people talk about that one too. John Carpenter regrets making Laurie and Michael related, which I actually like that whole storyline. I know when he redid this new timeline, they're not related. Which I'm like, what was wrong with that? I thought it was an epic story, so I don't know. I'd like to hear your guys' opinions on that too. The movie was originally not violent, so I don't know what y'all think about that. But I know Halloween 1978 was supposed to be a one and done and no sequels, which I'm glad it did not just end up being a one and done. We would not have what we have now. Like, was this Nancy Loomis provides a vocal cameo, because she was that girl talking to Alice. Wasn't it Alice?
I think so.
Alice, or whatever her name was. So it was cool, just like in 3, when you hear on the speakers, when that silver shamrock, they were riding through it. I found out that was actually Jamie Lee Curtis's voice on there. So it's like they all did get a part, because even Nancy Loomis was in that. I know she has a different last name now. Michael Myers kills Bennett Tramer. Yeah, I wish we could have got to see more. Just like I wish we could have seen Paul. But another interesting fact, I think that was John Carpenter's voice on the phone.
It was.
And they were talking about its Blu-ray release was controversial. I don't know much about that, so
I don't know.
Jimmy survives in the TV version. Because I was always left wondering, like, whatever happened to Jimmy? Because I always took it, well, I think he died from getting where he fell in the back of his head, because that's what it was made us to believe. But I think in my mind he survived. I think him and Lori could have done something with that love story.
Yeah, but I like the Frank and Lori better.
Yeah. Dick Warlock freaked out the director get the job. I thought that was kind of funny. Because after he went in there and he stood there and said that Rick was like, you know what? You got the job. I'm like, wow, what a way to get hired. Oh, yeah. So that was some interesting facts on that stuff. Let me see here. So I think that's there. I did more. I just can't find them all. But definitely, I like getting facts, and I'm glad I got to share some of this with you guys.
I like the story that Dick Warlock told us about how him and Jamie Lee Curtis used to play around on the set.
Oh yeah, and the lady that was sitting next to Dick Warlock, she was saying, Jamie Lee Curtis had a crush on Dick Warlock, which I thought was very cute. They said, Donald Pleasance had to go in his dressing room and laugh because I guess he was trying to stay professional. Go ahead, hon. Want to say something?
Oh yes, that was here to cool some Donald Pleasance stories as well. And Tommy Lee Wallace, he has some cool facts to tell too. And oh, there's a person we forgot to thank. Don Post for making the masks.
Mm-hmm. You know, all them years when I started watching Michael, I did not know that was based off of William Shatner's face. I was like, I bet William Shatner has to feel pretty honored. Like, hey, that's my face, I know I would feel like, oh my gosh, if that was me, I'd be like, yeah, that's my face that helped it. But there's a lot went into it, and just the crew and actors, heck, even the fans that keep this going, I think's helping this made it success too.
I wonder if how long it took William Shatner to know about it.
Mm. I'll tell you another character. We've mentioned Josh Hartnett. Now, I think he did an okay job for John Tate in that storyline. He does, like, I liked him though.
Overrated.
And his girlfriend was awesome. All of them, that was a good movie. And it was nice to see Jamie Lee Curtis's mom a part of it.
Could have done without Josh Hartnett.
No, don't listen to him.
Listen to me.
No. You tell us your opinions in the comment box. We'll see, hon, because there's people that, I don't know. I'm sure there's people that don't, and there's people that do. I like him. I used to have a crush on him, though.
Worst haircut in Hollywood history.
Oh, man. But yeah, I've been watching this stuff, like I said, because, it was a different time in the 80s, and I got to be, born and watch that stuff when parents, it was okay, it ain't like, oh no, you have to be, it was just like, I know some parents want you to be like, older, like, I don't know, like 12 or 13, maybe a little older than that. But
times changed since we were young.
Yeah, so I started very young, like watching horror films, and Michael was definitely my first big impression on those movies, So, but even though there's some films we like more than others in this franchise, but I'm still going to think, even Josh Hartnett, yeah, he was a part of it. You got to give him some credit somewhere. He got to be part of that history, so I think every single actor and actress, director, writer, producer, heck, I thank all of us fans for keeping this going. I will even give them all Halloweens, all of them, because, it helped Michael get his name out there more. And I am thankful that it had a success ahead, because it really started off as a low budget film. It wasn't supposed to, I guess, go anywhere, and now it's more popular than ever. Heck, I see little kids wanting Michael Myers' team's birthday party. I'm thinking, wow, that tells you how successful it got.
Because, for a while, all the attention around Halloween time was always around either Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees. Michael was usually an afterthought.
But I'm glad he's getting more recognition finally. Because I'm always like, oh, Michael deserves recognition. This is his holiday, and it's like, I love Halloween. I'm a fan of it. And the movies just make it more like, especially on the night and you hear that, woo, that music. Oh my gosh, that makes it epic right there. It definitely changed the face of way some people look at it, but I cannot wait to have my Halloween marathon. And what am I talking about? Like, I watch Halloween all year round. Believe me, I do like other movies, but when it comes to horror, yes, that's my dude. Michael Myers, Mr. Michael Myers is my guy.
Yeah, he's improved over time. Kind of like fine wine. Over time, it just gets better and better. Isn't that right, hon?
I think so, cause like I said, he just wasn't. I just didn't find it fair that he wasn't getting this recognition like everybody else, but now he's getting the recognition, and I'm very happy that this franchise is getting the recognition, even though all the other ones still deserve their recognition. But I'm glad Michael was able to finally, get some love, because now I know young kids like younger than what I was, and it's like, I know at 6 I was not requesting no Michael Myers themed birthday party. I probably like, no. I was okay with watching them. Like, I didn't even own like a shirt back then. I did not own any Halloween shirts until like last year. But he also got me this one figure. We put in like a solar
It's a head knocker.
and it moves if you have it in the sunlight. I got that. We got some magnets and some that's stuff that we'll definitely get into another time. But
Oh, yeah. We'll do a subject later on about magnets.
well, I mean, just the stuff we got and other experiences, because
We got lots of pop culture.
but believe me, I have a lot more to say about Halloween than this. But we're getting ready to go here soon, because I said we at least got to do an hour, and we're almost at that hour mark. So we definitely got a lot more to say. But I think we're gonna go by movie, though. I think that's gonna make this a lot easier. This was just our introduction couple debut tonight. And it was on Sweetest Day, but now it's after midnight. It's after Sweetest Day. But happy belated Sweetest Day, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed this first one. So, you got anything else to say?
Until next time, this has been.
Well, we still got a couple minutes.
Oh, we do, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in future episodes, we'll talk about the 80s, the 90s, even the early 2000s, or anything going on in pop culture. We got lots to talk about, not just movies.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot more, but we definitely wanted to dedicate this first one to just Halloween franchise, period. So, we're going to start making a list of more stuff to talk about, but definitely let us know what your rankings are, your characters you loved, you hated, what you would have liked to see, what you were glad it stayed, or, even where, like, what made you get into this, and, like, what did you think, pretty much, or, do you like all of them, or just the original, franchise, there's different ones, like, what was your favorite Michael, where were some of the things you hated, or some of the things, what would you change about the movie if you had a chance to direct it, or you like it the way it is? So there's so many comments you can leave at the bottom. But, well, thank you for staying here with us. So I think he said he'd like to do something weekly, so now we will have to come up with another topic. So I don't know if it's going to be on the same day every week, but so yeah, So, yeah, just let us know what we can improve on or whatever. Like I said, this was our first one together, and we thought this was really cool to do our first debut on Sweetest Day, and here it is. So we're getting ready to go. So you go ahead, Mike.
Well, if you have any ideas for future episodes, let us know.
Until next time.
Until next time, this has been Mikey and
Amy.
Pop Culture
Corner.